Okay, from all this, you can tell I like handhelds. Because this isn't all my handhelds, but this is all my unique handhelds. And anything that runs on battery operation, I'm calling a handheld, even though it's really more of a portable, less of a handheld. Now let's begin in back. You got the very famous Virtual Boy. Then next, we have the Etch-a-Sketch Animator 2000. And here are the games it played, because it does actually play video games. Then we got the DS family here. We got the original DS, DS Lite, DSi, DSi XL. And come down here next, we got the Game Boy family. So we got Game Boy, Colored Game Boy, which is also known as a Play It Loud Game Boy, Game Boy Pocket, Game Boy Light, Game Boy Color, Game Boy Pocket with an indicator, Game Boy Color, that's the Pokemon version, Game Boy Advance, Game Boy Advance SP, Game Boy Micro. Over here we got the Switch family so far. I've got the Switch and the Switch Lite. Don't have the OLED Switch yet. Then we got the 3DS family here with the 3DS, 3DS XL, new 3DS with the faceplates, new 3DS XL, 2DS, new 2DS XL, and we got the original handheld, the Microvision. Then we got the Lynx family here with the Lynx, Lynx 2. Got the Bandai WonderSwan Color. Come down here, got the very famous Game Gear with the TV tuner. Here's a Neo Geo Pocket Color, Gamecom, Sega Nomad, Turbo Express, and finally PSP. So out of all these systems, my top 5 would actually be, coming in number 5, is one that doesn't get a lot of love and you don't see oftentimes listed as a handheld, but it is the Etch-a-Sketch Animator 2000. Like I said before, it had games for it. These are the games: Overdrive, Flyby, Putt-Nuts, and you could also store your drawings on a memory cartridge. These are the only 4 that were ever released for it. It allows you to draw on the pad here, and it comes up on the screen. Put the cartridge on the side, and you could actually play games. It ran on both AA batteries, right here, as well as an AC adapter, right there. So this would be number 5 out of my top 5. You also had an included stylus, so you could draw on here. Number 4 is Sega's most popular handheld. That is the Game Gear. The biggest reason I love it is, of course, what else? The TV tuner. So you could play all your Game Gear games on the go, as well as watch TV. I watched many, many programs on this thing in the 90s, as well as the 2000s before the analog TV was shut down. And of course, everybody talks about the 6 AA batteries that it took. It was split up over 2 battery compartments. One on the left over here, one on the right over here. But what I also loved about it is you had this little bar that came with the TV tuner, so you could prop up your Game Gear, set it at different levels, and watch TV on a desk or something. Coming in at number 4 is now a Nintendo system. It is the DSi. I love this thing partly because it was my first digital camera, also my first MP3 player, but I also love this case too because, open it up here, here's the DSi, and it has a little compartment where you can actually store 3 games and an extra stylus. And below the games, you can store memory cards. So the DSi was the first time Nintendo had an eShop that allowed you to buy games digitally, as well as play your MP3s, and it uses a digital camera right here. First thing. My number 2 favorite system is another Nintendo system. It's the new 3DS. Love this pocket-sized version, just like the DSi. But since it has the faceplates, what is cool about this, open it up all the way, makes a nice image. So I've got the Mario one right here. And of course, it does everything that the DSi does. So you also have a digital camera, you also have an MP3 player, and it has the Super Famicom colored buttons there. And of course, being a 3DS, it can play 3DS and DS games. So now it leaves us to number one. What is my number one system overall? I said it in my collection video, and it should be no surprise, Turbo Express. This thing was a handheld version of a home console in 1991. I believe it came out in 1990 in Japan. I don't know if it also came out in 1990. Maybe 89 in Japan. I know I for sure saw this thing in 1990. It is known as the Rolls-Royce of handhelds. It plays the exact same games as a TurboGrafx 16, hence the logo TurboGrafx 16 down there. It has the same hue cards that a TurboGrafx 16 does. You see TurboGrafx 16 there. But unlike Game Gear, it has a dedicated port for your TV tuner. So you can turn the TV on and off through the flip of a switch. So right now, it'd be a TV. Now it'd be a game system. Unfortunately, since analog has been shut down in my area, it no longer works. But just the fact this was a handheld version of a current home console, something that was unheard of in the time, playing your home console games anywhere was just phenomenal. This thing's screen was also amazing for the time. It's the early 90s technology that was just pushed amazingly far. There was that active matrix screen, as well as a TV, an amazing reception on this TV too. It beat Game Gear's TV tuner by a lot. But I watched many, many hours on this thing. I finally got one in the late 90s and have loved it ever since. So that is it. My top 5 handhelds are the Animator 2000, the DSi, new 3DS, Game Gear, and Turbo Express. So thank you guys for watching. Bye.